Ben from Make, and we are hosting a really awesome session today. We are going to be showing you how to build AI powered applications using Software and Make, plus going over our community contest, which is now open, how you can submit, and how you can be crowned the winner of the month for Software and Make. So, thank you for joining. I'm going to put a couple of polls in the chat. Feel free to answer those when you have a moment. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from. Love to hear where everyone's coming from all over the world. It's great that we have such a global community. So our first poll is, what is your experience level with Make? Are you a daily drive? Is it your daily driver, or have you not tested it yet? We would love to know. Another one coming your way is, what is your experience with Software? Have you used it before? Have you built an app before? Are you a software expert? A lot of different things. Let us know when you can. We're going to have just about a 60-minute build session today. We are going to go over the community contest, the prizes, how to submit, all that kind of stuff. And then we are going to build an app from scratch in Software and Make. And the app is going to be an employee wellness checker. And so it's in a portal where your employees can log in, answer some questions. We'll send those questions over to Make. Make will use some AI, some sentiment analysis to see how your employee is feeling. And then we'll use a Slack bot to notify HR employees of how that employee is feeling. So it's a really cool app that we'll be building. Also, it could act as a submission for the community contest as well. So a lot of cool things. Ben, how you doing this morning?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. So
Awesome.
looking forward to starting.
Yeah, agreed. Why don't we go through our introductions as we wait for a couple more minutes as people come in, seeing everyone from London, Pakistan, Dubai, France. Welcome. We're going to have a really fun build session with you all today. So we're going to go over introductions, introduce myself and Ben a little bit further. Then we'll go over the contest. And then just 5 to 10 minutes into this, we'll start building things. And this will be a feature pack session where we go over best practices for building in both platforms. Seeing people from India, Hong Kong, Louisiana, Boston. Very cool. So if you don't know me already, I am JJ. I am from the software side. I lead our community and education lead, and I've been building in the no code space for 5 years now, and really happy to be here with you today. I'm also joined by my co-host Ben from Make. Ben.
Yes, hi, nice to see you all here. So I'm a solution architect at Maker. So I work with the community, with the academy, and with documentation teams. And I've been working for Make for almost 4 years now.
Congrats. We're happy to have your skills and talents a part of this presentation,
Thank
and
you.
looking forward to you showcasing Make's capabilities. So on the community side, we have this contest, Software and Make. We have our open community contest right now, and we are encouraging you to go out there and build a full stack application that could do many different things. And so the core requirements here is that you use Software and Make with some kind of AI in between it. All right. And so it could be an AI powered client enrichment portal, an AI powered recruiting portal, an AI powered sales dashboard. However, you want to use it, the option is yours. You just need to use Software and Make. And we're also giving you coupons or discounts to Software and Make to give you 1 month free. For those that don't have access to Software or Make, you can actually get free access as well to participate in this, is to make sure that everyone could participate. So the contest is now open. Let me drop that link in the chat for you guys to submit to the contest so you can get access to those discount codes and more information about joining the contest. But the goal is to create one application within the next 2 weeks and submit that for your contest for your submission to the contest. We will have a lot of prizes. The biggest prize is going to be for first place. We are going to crown that person as the community champion for Software and Make of the month. And that is going to get a lot of exposure. It's going to be going on the Make blogs. It's going to go on social medias. It's going to go all over the Software forum, Make forum with the badge of community champion. So whoever wins this contest, people are going to know their name by the end of it. And that's going to be really, really exciting. Plus, they'll get Software and Make access for an entire year on our premium plans. And then we also have some runner-up prizes as well. So for second and third place as well, they'll get some swag and also some discounted membership to each of our platforms as well. But really, it's all about taking home first place in this contest, and we're really excited to do it. I've already been talking a little bit of smack about if it's going to be coming from the Softr, the community, or the Make side. So I'm excited to see these two communities come together and make awesome AI-powered applications. Awesome. But Ben, anything on your side, anything you're looking forward to, any kind of apps that you're looking forward to seeing built?
Yes, I'm looking forward to start building something together with you because there are a lot of things to say about the two platforms and how they can interact together. And really, everything is ready now to show to the
Awesome.
community what it looks like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that, I want to go over some upcoming deadlines for the contest, and then we'll start building right away. So the contest is already open, so you could start building this app. And today, this session is really showing you how to build an app that you could use to submit to this contest. The submissions are due by May 12th, so please get those in by May 12th. And then we'll have a review period, and then we'll announce the winners around the beginning of June, if not a little bit sooner. So we have just under 2 weeks to complete this app. As Ben and I will show you today, you can make an app with Softr and Make in just an hour or two. So it's really exciting stuff. And with free access to the platforms for those that don't have it, we hope that everyone can participate and build something really fun because it's just never been a better time to be building with AI. So, are you ready to start building, Ben? Should we do this?
Yes, let's go.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to pull up the software on my side. Again, what we're going to be building today is an AI-powered wellness checker for your employees. We will, in the software side, create a dashboard where employees can log in and see their previous wellness checks. And then we will also build a form for your employees to answer just a couple of questions. And then once those questions are answered, we're going to use a webhook to send that to Make. Make is going to receive it and then use some AI to analyze the sentiment of the submissions and to analyze the results. And then we'll provide those results to a Slack bot in our HR channel that we've created, letting HR reps know, hey, employees just submitted this check. Maybe they're feeling good, maybe they're not. Just be aware, here it is. So this is a really simple app that you can build with Make and Softr, utilize AI to get more analytics or insights from those results. And also in Softr, when an employee logs in, they'll only be able to access their information. And Softr makes it really easy to do so. So I'm going to pull up my screen and we'll start building. All right. Here we go. Share my screen. Here I am on the Softr side. So for those that don't know about Softr, we like to say that we are, the Canva for app building, where anyone on your team can build an app, whether it's operations, sales, HR, etc. We believe that we're the easiest to learn no-code platform, and we allow you to take data from many different data sources and to visualize it in a beautiful interface. And when getting started with Softr, you can build in 3 different ways or get started in 3 different ways with AI, with a template. We have over 100 different templates that you can choose from. And the cool part is that it comes with all the demo data. So that way, if you're also learning how to structure your database, you could review the demo data that it comes with and review that structure and learn from that as well. But today we're going to start from scratch. And we're going to be using Google Sheets as our database, even though we have a lot of different databases that you can integrate with, including the REST API, which if your database isn't listed above natively, you can use the REST API to bring in that data. But right now, we're going to connect the new app that we're building to Google Sheets. And we're going to pick the Make database that we've already prepared. And now Softr is saying, all right, we'll pre-build this app for you based around the data that you already have. So what pages do you want to include? I'll say, let's include a page for our users. And I think that's it for now. So I'll continue. And now Softr is going to create a basic app for us to start building. All right, so now here we are in Softr's interface. And if I click on a block, I can access the block over here. So for example, I can go in there and just edit this data. Or if I don't want these blocks to show up over here, I can delete those and then that goes away. So it's a very easy click to use interface where I can change a lot of things. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I see that I have this blue color. So I'm going to go into my theme and I'm actually going to change the accent color to purple to go with our friends at Makes colors today. So we'll go with purple like that, and that will be the accent color that's applied universally all throughout the application. You can also see that it also updated the nav over here, the color. So I'm going to click on the nav and go to styles and just make that a regular and have that nice looking nav like that. Now, beyond that, I want to add a little bit of quick navigation. And so I'm going to add a new block. And Softr has three different blocks. It has dynamic, static, and container. Now, dynamic blocks allow you to show data from your database. Static blocks are blocks that allow you to create pages like websites or hero section, blogs, etc. But we also have this really handy quick link section here. And so I really like the quick links because it allows you to provide a very simple interface for your users to interact with. And so I'm going to go in here and just say, we're going to create a page for an HR portal. And we could choose which page that's going to open. We haven't built that page yet, but I'm just showing you how you could do this. And we're going to say we can have another page for any time off requests. And then this page will be for all of our performance reviews. And maybe I'm going to switch this to an image and we'll have it as cover image. And we're looking pretty good. You might be asking yourself, why does it say logged in user? Well, when we preview the app, and if we run the app as a user, then it will show the user's name. So in my case, it would say, hey, welcome, JJ. So that's a cool way to add dynamic personalization to your app with Softr. Now, the next thing is, right now, this automatically mapped us as a user table, user block, meaning it's going to show users here. But I don't want that. I want to show form submissions here. All right, so I'm going to go to my source, and I'm going to go to the sheet that I want, and I'm going to collect form submissions. All right, so that way, any of the submissions that have been submitted will appear here. Now, there's a very important step. This would only show form submissions for, well, right now it would show all form submissions, and we don't want that. We only want to show form submissions that relate to the logged in user, right? To keep it personalized and to keep the data safe, because we allow people to build really awesome business applications, but part of that is having safe, trusted data. And so the way that we could do that with Softr is we use a conditional filter. And then we'll say we're going to filter this data source so that only the email that matches the logged in user's email, the records that contain or belong to the logged in user will only appear here. So this is a way where Softr from the server side says we're only going to return records that belong to the logged in user here. So that way users can only see their own information and no one else's, to keep it very safe. So we have our listing for our users over here. Now I'm going to switch to my content, and I'm just going to add a new title here. So your previous wellness check-ins. And I'm also going to remove the secondary section here. And I'm going to go in here and adjust how I want this to be displayed. And so I want the title to show up here. And I'm also going to add in here that I want to show the department. But if I want to show any other fields, I can simply just choose which fields I want there. And Softr will automatically add it into our interface. Super simple, super easy. For this specific field, I have it as a text, but I want to change it and make it more of a tag formatting, and it will add that option there. So that's really cool. You see right now that I have some buttons automatically added here. In Softr, these are what we call action buttons, and action buttons allow you to take actions with that data. And so we can go over to actions here, and we can see that we have the ability to add a record, which is this button right here. And what we could do for that, we could say, we're going to say this is going to be check-in. And instead of adding a record, I actually want to bring this to a new page. I want to bring us to a new page. But we actually haven't created that page yet. So why don't I go over to my pages, and I'm going to create this new page. And this is going to be our wellness check. And this is where we're going to build the survey for employees to take. So that way, once they take that survey, we'll send those submissions to Make and receive those results for the sentiment check. So I'm now on my new page here, and I'm going to add a conditional form. Conditional forms allow you to build really awesome forms that have logic built in. So if you answer yes to this, go here. If you answer no to this, go here. And with our conditional forms, you could choose where you want to send the data. In our case, I'm going to send the data to a webhook. I'm going to leave this blank for now because Ben is going to go and create that webhook, give us the URL, and then we'll add it in here after I finish this. But we're going to leave that blank. I'm going to choose a different layout for the form. And instead of that image, I'm going to go in and add my own image. Here we go. All right, so we're looking pretty good. There's another step that we need to kind of go to quickly, and that's with our users table. So right now we've connected to our data source, but we actually haven't connected to our users table. And users table allows you to take the users that you have in your application, your database, and sync it here in a two-way sync. And so I'm going to sync with my data source. I'm going to go back. I'm going to say Add another data source. I'm going to add my Google Sheets. It's going to find that data source there. There we go. We allow this. And now it's going to bring in the make database. And now the sheet that I want to sync with is the user submission. And now I just need to map these fields. So email is email, name is name, and we don't have a photo for now, so we'll leave that blank. So now we are going to save and sync that. And now all of the users from our database in the make spreadsheet will start to populate here. All right, so we're doing pretty good. We start to see things coming in. That's great. A quick little note with authentication in Softr, it's super easy to just toggle what settings you want on or off. For example, if you want to enable Google Sign-On, you just toggle that on. If you want to enable sign up with one-time code or password, just toggle it on. And then from there, Softr will automatically pre-build all of those pages for you. So you don't need to worry about that busy work. We're just handling all that for you. You choose what you want and we'll take care of it, all that kind of stuff. So that's really fun. Let's go back to the wellness check. And here we are. And so now we're going to answer a couple of questions here that we're going to use to then send to Make. And then we'll head over to Make and build that scenario to complete that second half of it. Ben, how are we doing so far?
Very good. Very good.
Okay, great. All right. So I have a couple of questions here, just 4 questions that we're going to proceed with. And I'm going to show you how to build this, and then we'll connect it to the webhook side of it. So the first part of this is I want to go in here and personalize this. So I'm going to go to my webhook right here, and it's just going to make me, enter something. So just for now, I'm going to throw in a test webhook. So that way it opens up my questions. Now, once I'm in my questions, I'm going to just answer, copy and paste some data over. So let's touch base. Go into the text here, give it a subtitle here, there we go. And then instead of the full name, I'm going to get rid of that. I just want this to be a place where they can just say, okay, let's get started. So this will be step 1. All right, ready to get started? Let's go. Now, the next step is I'm going to add a new question. And with the new question, I'm going to ask, how's it going? So I'm going to go back in here and say, how's your week been so far? All right. And I'm going to delete the subtitle. I don't need that. And for this, I'm going to map it to the fields that I have in my database. And so in this situation, it is going to be a long text. And I'm going to map it to, where is that? Let's see, 1 second. Feeling great. Map it to, how's your week been so far? Right there. And then we'll go with that. And then add some placeholder data right there. So right now, what this is doing is we have a database. Let me pull that open. So we have a database here, and we have different fields in that database. And so what I've done is I've copied that field name over to here, and I'm using that here. And if you're connected to a data source, it will just show you the field names. But since we're sending it via an API call, via UL API call, you got to actually enter that in here. Just make sure that's spelled exactly the same way so those fields names match when you go to do it. All right, so we have this. This is up. Now, I can choose to make this required or not. In this case, I'm going to leave it as required, and I'm going to go and create my next question. For this one, I'm going to update the title. I'm just going to say, how's it going? So from a Softr side, I can see like the different steps. And so this one would be, let's get started. And then I can click into each one and modify each one. Now, the new next step is going to be, are you feeling good, essentially? So we're going to say positive. And then for this one, it's going to be, what's one thing this week that made you feel good, personally or professionally? Again, we're going to delete the subtitle. And then we're going to go to the text here, update it to a long text. Oops, I deleted the wrong thing. Let me add an input. We'll go long text here. And we're going to map this to right here. We'll get rid of that. Add our placeholder in. And we're starting to look pretty good here. So we have 2 questions in. What's one thing you felt good about? We have some placeholder content in there. Placeholder content is just showing your users what they should put into that input, guiding them forward to give them a better user experience. Now, the next step is our next question. Are you feeling frustrated this week with anything? Is there anything that has been bothering you? And so for this one, again, we're going to copy anything that felt frustrating, anything that we can do to improve upon. We'll delete that text. We'll go in here, make this a long text. And again, same thing here. We'll add our placeholder, get rid of the label. And there we go. So we're 3 questions in. Was there anything this week that felt frustrating or didn't go as planned? And finally, anything else that we should know? And so we'll create one more step here. We'll say anything else. We'll click into it and we'll say anything. Is there anything else that we could be doing to better support you? And then we'll say we're going to map it here. We'll update this to a long text here, map it to this field, update the placeholder, and we're doing really good. So over here is the ending. It says, thank you for submitting the form, and that's the alert that people are going to see when you submit the form. But in this case, we're going to say, thank you for sharing your feedback. Now, this is all set. We've just created this form. We've created this dashboard. We're doing really good here. There is one thing I do want to go back to in step 1, and I need to send some more information with this form, because right now, when I go to send this form, it's just going to give me the results of the answers, but not actually tell me who it's coming from. And we want to know who the employee is, what their role is, so that way we can match the results to that employee and make and then update it accordingly. So in that situation, what I'm going to use is called a hidden field, and it allows us to collect information without actually having to ask for it. All right, and so I'm going to go back here to our hidden field here, and the first one is employee name. All right, an employee name, we're going to get access to different values. So it could be the logged in user values, it could be the URL parameter values, it could be the current time, etc. In this case, we're going to access the logged in user and access their name. Now we're going to do this a couple more times. We're going to go to input, hidden, and this time it's going to be for the employee's email. Again, we want to keep the field name spelled exactly as we have it in our database. We're going to go to logged in user, email. Now, the next one we're going to do is for the employee's department. What department are they in? So employee department, logged in user, department. And I just do want to note that these are the fields located on the user table. So if I go over the user table, I see email, name, role. I'm able to access that because that's the logged in user. And once we have access to the user, we can access the fields within that user. All right. So we have department, and then just 2 more, and then we'll be done over here. So the next one is employee role, logged in user, role, and then the last one is the date. And so create a date here. And for that, we're going to say current time, current date and time. And I think we're doing pretty good. I think we're ready to switch over to Make side to create this webhook. So then that way we can update it. How's that feeling, Ben?
Yeah, that's super amazing to see how fast you built this app. So that's crazy. I will try to be as fast as you.
Oh, it's not a
to do
race.
the
Don't
other
worry.
steps. It's not a race. Okay. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is to share my screen, because I will create the first step. So as JJ said, he needs a webhook URL that he will use to send the data. So that Make can take over and continue the process. So let's share the screen now. All right. All right. So just a few words about Make first. So for those that don't know Make yet, so it's a automation and integration platform. So in low code that allows you to build any type of workflows. So it can be any business units like marketing lead generation, employee onboarding, employee wellness check, for example. So you can build any type of use case with the platform. It integrates already with over 2,500 existing applications, and it allows you to extend as well and to call any other third-party application. So as soon as an application provides an API, you are able to call it with Make. So you can build very simple use cases, very straightforward ones. So the one will be you will see is very straightforward, even if it includes an AI step. And it also allows you to build very advanced use cases. So if you need to do a complex use case that includes a human in the loop to take a decision, like to make an approval. If you need to make very advanced mappings, very advanced transformations of data, you can use Make for that. So one important thing I need to mention now is that we are going to build scenarios. So we'll build just one scenario, obviously, for this demonstration. But this is the name that we give to the automation flows that we build. So for example, if you want to create a new scenario and JJ needs from me a webhook URL, so I will build this first scenario starting with a webhook. Here, as you see, I'm in a canvas where I can build all the steps I will go through in the scenario when it starts, when it runs. So you can see here a lot of different applications that we can integrate with. So these are the 2,500 applications that we natively integrate with. And we have some tools that are provided as well. So for example, if you want to expose an HTTPS endpoint, so webhook, so that third-party applications call it and start the scenario with data, you will use what we call custom webhooks. So if I click here, you see I have different options. The option I'm interested in is custom webhook. So I do this, and then I will create my webhook. So the webhook is the actual endpoint that I will create. So we have a mechanism that allows any incoming messages to be kept into a queue in case your scenario is not running, for example, if you want to catch up, or previous messages, for example. So you can do a lot of things with it. So let's click add and let's give it a name. So we say wellness report. Okay, this is the name, the internal name that will be used for this webhook. I will save this. And I'm already prepared to receive data. So here you see it's waiting for new incoming data so that it can determine automatically the structure of the data that will come. I will need this data structure from JJ so that I can build the remaining steps of my use case. And then, so I will copy this. I will send it to JJ. So let's use Slack for that. And then I will stop sharing and I will let JJ continue the process.
Awesome. I have received it on my side. So I will continue to bring this up and share right here. All right. So I'm back live over here, and I'm going to go into this webhook and I'm going to copy and paste what you just sent me right there. And now I'm going to preview. In Softr, we have preview and publish. Preview is going to bring me into a safe environment where only I, the developer, can see. Publish is I'm going live. Everyone can see it. And once I'm in this environment, I can choose which user I want to log in as and preview the application as. Right now, I'll just stay as Holly. And so I'm already in my wellness check here. This is our form. Let me go through, fill out this survey. So then that way we can send that demo data to Ben and make sure he's getting everything so he can finish building the scenario. So let's touch base. How you doing this week? You know, it's been really great. Loving this event with Make so far. Boom. What's one thing that made you feel really good? You know, how easy it is to build with AI now. What's one thing that is maybe frustrating? Maybe let's say, I wish the weather was better in New York. All right. And is there anything else we could do to support you? No, I think I'm good. Thanks. All right. So that was just sent to you. Did that come through on your side?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Let me share the screen. So I completely disagree with you because I'm based in France, and in Paris, the weather is just great. So I would have written something different, right? For this question. Okay. So now let's go to Make. So as you can see here, now I received some data, right? I received employee name, employee email, etc. So all the questions and answers are here. So this is what I will use now to make it continue the steps, the process. So maybe we are missing one of the questions, but I think if you're okay, JJ, we're fine with this, right? With this
Yeah.
certification.
Which question
Yeah.
is it? I can fix it in the background.
How's your week? What's one thing? Is there anything? Yes, was there anything frustrating? I think it's about the weather.
Ah, okay, got it.
So he didn't want to send any negative feedback, right? So maybe if you can change it, what I can do run once, and I
Yep,
wait for your data to be filled if you don't
yep,
mind.
no
And
problem.
in the meantime, I will explain what will happen next.
Perfect.
So while we're waiting for new data, so you see here, I clicked run once. It allows me to wait for new data while I'm designing the scenario. Obviously, when the scenario is ready, I can just set it on. So I activate it so that any submission triggers the scenario, and so that I can build on the data that I receive. But because I'm designing now, you see, now JJ has just finished sending the data. So now we see we have 4 questions. Perfect. And we still have the other information that we needed. So the next steps would be to build the integration with the database, because we want to store this information that we got into our common database. So I'll use the exact same file as JJ. So we share the file together. And then we'll use an AI. So we'll use a ChatGPT for this example, where we'll ask ChatGPT to determine the sentiment based on the answers that were provided by the user, but also a summary of what happened, what the user said, so that we can send this to Slack. So we store the data into Google Sheets. We'll ask AI to provide some insights, and then we store these results into a Slack channel. So let's go, let's do it. So you see here, when I click plus, I can go to the next step. So there are many other things that I could do, obviously, because I could have different routes. I could add a filter to go to the next step only on certain conditions. So I could build something much more sophisticated than what I will build here. So now what I want to do is Google Sheets. So I select Google Sheets, and now you see that we have what we call at Make modules. So each module corresponds to a service that we want to call in the third-party application. So because we are dealing with Google Sheets, obviously we're talking about rows, we're talking about sheets, about cells, etc. So what we want to do here, after we receive the new submission, is to add a row. So you will see that now I have some kind of wizard that allow me to build exactly what I want to build. So you see, for example, I can say I want to check. So I'm already connected. So just one thing I want to mention before we join the call, I already connected Make to my Google account. And now what it does, it automatically grabs all the information. So I see, okay, I have some little issues. This is the what we usually call the demo effect, right? Let's see. Let's do my drive to see what happens. Okay. So possibly I have a little issue with my connection. I will just check here. So you see here, I go to connections, and I can see all the connections that were created. So now I will try to reauthorize this connection. Maybe for some reason it has expired. I will see what happened. I will allow. Okay. You don't have to do this all the time, right? It just maybe there was some little issue. Let's try and refresh. Shall we? Okay. Let me try. Let me try again with a new connection. Sorry about that.
Credentials are
I will call
hard.
that.
It's hard in every platform.
Yes, exactly. 2. Okay, continue. Hello.
Come on, Google Sheets, do it.
I do it.
Come on.
It's loading.
There it is.
Okay. So really, possibly, I had an issue with my connection, but we have no time to check, right? So let's do it. So I said share with me because I use the database that JJ shared with me earlier. So if I type here,
Make database.
you can find make a database, and
Great.
you see it introspects automatically for me the sheet I want to work on, and when I select the sheet, it finds all the headers that are in this current sheet. So that's super powerful because I don't need to understand how the Google Sheets API work. I don't need to format myself the code to this API. Everything will be done by Make under the hood. And especially here when I just need to map the data. So if I select this, for example, so we know we want to store the name, the role, the email, and the different answers that the user, the employee provided. So if I click this, I can see that now I can view and drag and drop and copy all the fields that were provided when the form was submitted. So here in gray, we see sample data. The sample data comes from the previous code that JJ made. Right? So it helps me understand the type of the data. So, but this one is easy here, right? So employee name for employee name. You see, I drag and drop like this. So there are many ways to do this. So imagine I have a lot of fields here. I can also just type here email, and it will allow me to search for a field. So it's really convenient. I use this a lot now because it saves me a lot of time. So let's just drag and drop for this one. One thing that made you feel good personally, professionally. Was there anything? And is there anything we could do to better support you? So for the created date, let's put the current date. So what I can do here, I can go to a different tab, and I have a lot of functions and variables I can use. So here, for example, I can just select now. And now the date will be set. So the field, the column data in the Google spreadsheet will be filled with the current date when the scenario runs. The wellness title, let's make something more sophisticated. Let's do JJ's wellness, let's say wellness check on and the date, for example. So let's do this. Let's just select name, employee name, S, wellness, check on. And what I can do now, I can use now, or I can also format this date. So I can use functions when I do mappings. So for example, here, I have a function called format date. And this allows me to give any format to a specific date. So now I will select now again. So you see, instead of dragging, dropping, or selecting, I just typed / and now. And I will put the date format. So what I want is something like the months like April, APR, or yes, or May, MRY, etc. And then the date with like a first, second, third, 30s, etc. So this is the format I do, but I could have done anything else.
I love how you're able
Let's
to
see.
connect static and dynamic data in one field to really make that field value great.
Yes, exactly. That's very convenient to be able to do this type of things. And we can do a lot of things with the formatting. You know, we can play with strings, also mathematical functions, etc.
Awesome.
So what I could do to test. So usually what we do with Make is that we test things even if it's fake data, just to see if all the fields are filled correctly in the database. So I just type some data, I run it to see if it works. Okay, it seems to have worked. So if I go to the database, I can see that all the data has been filled. So obviously, these answers do not make sense, but we can see, for example, okay, A's wellness check on April 30th. Perfect. This is the one I wanted to check, and the date of the submission. So I'm good with this, but let me just delete this row, okay, and continue with the process. So now the next step is to call OpenAI, so ChatGPT, to ask it for a summary and for the sentiment of the answers that the employee provided. So what I will do here, I will click plus, and then you see there are a lot of apps available. So what I will say, I will just type ChatGPT, and it will allow me to select create the completion. So we can do a lot of things with OpenAI, but you will see that it works with many others, the other LLMs. So create a completion. So I'm already connected to an OpenAI API key with the API key. So that's more convenient for me. And then I will select the model I want to use. So let's use this one. And then I can fill all the relevant information. So the first thing I want to do is to give a role to the LLM. So I will just here pick. So I prepared the prompts so that I'm faster to show you, because some prompts can take time to write. So here, for example, I say, you are a wellness coach and you help understand the mood of employees. Okay. So now let's add another message. So a message as a user means that I will prompt something to the LLM so that it replies.
And you can
So
include static and dynamic text here, right?
exactly, and this is exactly what I will do now.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm just copying now a static content, and I will make it dynamic.
Really
So
cool.
see here. So let me make it a little bigger. So here you see the question I prepared. So from the following questions and answers from an employee, how's your week been so far? The answer, etc. So what I need to do now is to map with the answers that I received in my webbook. So let's say so far. So I use also the completion. Feel good. Okay. Is there frustrating? Let's say frustrating. Okay. And is there anything support? Okay. So you see now I have a mix again between the static text and dynamic text that will be filled at runtime when the scenario executes. So it will be picked from the webbook. You see when I hover, I can see that on the left, the webbook is blinking just to show me visually that I'm mapping fields from this specific this specific module. So what next I need to do is to switch on the advanced settings because I want to do something else. I want to say I want a JSON document and I want to parse the JSON. Parsing the JSON will allow me to use directly the results in my next steps in my modules. So I say I want a JSON, but also I need to add a last prompt because I need to tell it what exactly I want for my JSON document. So I will go here and I will add last message here as a user. And here I paste. So I ask it to generate a JSON document with the following fields: the summary, a field that summarizes an analysis of the mood of the employee; sentiment, a field that describes in one word, positive, negative, the overall sentiment. Okay, so now I'm done normally with the so I kept all the other parameters default, but you see you can do a lot of things. You can change the temperature, the topic, the probability, etc. I will save this. I will save my scenario and I will test it. Just this one to see if it generates for me the relevant JSON document that I will use in the next step, next and last step. So if I do run this module, I'll say I'm fine. What are the things that make you feel good? Yes. Weather. Oh, sorry. Weather is perfect in Paris.
Just rub it in.
Is that frustrating? Yes. I feel sad for JJ because weather is not so good. Okay. And then, is there anything we could do? No, it's okay. No, it's okay. So let's see what happens now in ChatGPT. So I run it, and now let's see the results. Here you can see the results. So it worked. So it provided a JSON document with a summary, with some information, and the sentiment. So the sentiment is positive, but you can see, well, we'll see in more details in Slack what it looks like, but it analyzed the different answers to give me a summary of how the employee feels. Are we good so far, JJ?
Doing great.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So now let's do the last step. So as a last step, what I want to send is, I want to go to Wellness Employee Reports. It's a private channel in Slack, and I want to send this report. So what I will do now, I will obviously select Slack. I will select now create a message. And in create a message, so again, I've already done the connection, assuming the connection still works. And then I will select, and you see, you have helpers like this as well, like the one I got in Google Sheets. So I say private channel. Now it's loading all the private channels it found in this connection. So here, you see it's loading. I select this one. And now I will provide the text I want to send in this Slack channel. And again, I have it around here. So you don't see me, but I'm copying the content, and I will go here. Let's see. So the static content will be, hello, we just got an answer from an employee, name, email, overall sentiment, summary. And again, I will fill with dynamic data. So I will type name here. So it will be employee name / email, employee email. Sentiment, you will see now it's blue, it's green, sorry. It's green because it comes from the ChatGPT step that is just behind my result. So we'll see later. And if I type summary, result summary. So you see the JSON document that was returned by ChatGPT has been parsed in Make so that I can select the fields. So I could have selected them directly from here, right? So I think I'm good. Let's see if the markdown, this would be bold. You know, it's a markdown, and star means bold. But I need to see. Okay, use markdown is set to yes by default, so I am fine. So maybe what we could do rapidly is to test. To see. So what I will do, instead of activating my scenario, what I will do, I will click on run once, and I will let you, JJ, fill the form and submit a new employee wellness report so that we see if all the process works.
All right, excellent. So let's just quickly
Yeah.
recap this. In Softr, we are submitting these answers. Now, these answers go directly to this webhook. They don't go to our database yet. Once they hit this webhook, they will be saved to our database and then be passed to AI to analyze for its sentiment. And then the results of such will also be saved to the database and then sent to Slack via a Slack bot. Are you ready to test it?
Yes, please. You want to share your screen, or shall we stay in this screen?
Whatever you think is
What do
best.
you prefer? Oh, okay, let's wait. Let's wait for your submission. Let's
All
see
right.
what happens.
This is great. It's coming your way in just a couple of
So,
seconds.
yes, sure. So you see here, I'm debugging the scenario. So I clicked run once. It allows me to see all the steps it will go through. And if there is an error, I will see it immediately. I will be able to try and understand and correct. So you see, we didn't have any error. So we can see now for each step what happened. So you can see here that we got some data, some information with the answers of the employee. We can see, let's see this one, for example, that we sent all these messages, system, user, role, etc.
Looks
And
great.
it returned a result, and we send this result to Slack. Let's see in Slack what happened.
We got it.
Okay, you see, it worked. Hello, we got an answer. So these fields are dynamic, right? And with the markdown, they are bold. And we see overall sentiment is positive. The employee is experiencing a positive week, expressing satisfaction with their experience, etc., etc. If I go to the database now, I should see, you see now it has been filled automatically with
Awesome.
all the relevant information, including the date, etc. So I will stop sharing because JJ, I think you want to show something else, right?
Sure. Yeah, let me show you the full experience here and what we're seeing on the softer side. That's great though, Ben. I'd love to see this come together. Just going to take it from the top here.
Super nice.
So we have this new portal that we built in the last 40 minutes together. Front end, Make as the AI automation layer, and then Google Docs as our database. And so here we are in Softr, and we are at our dashboard here. And so in the background, I added our little wellness check page, but I can also access it via the check-in. And again, I am logged in as this user. So I'm going to check in. That brings us to our form page. And then once we're at our form page, we can go and fill out that form, which we've done a couple of times. Now, I do want to go back to the dashboard page and show you that we have all these wellness checks that we were able to actually view. And so these are the previous wellness checks that this employee viewed, and that's really cool. One other thing on my side is I want to show you the way that you can actually see these details. And so the way that we do that in a more detailed way is by using what we call a detail page. And so with the detail page, it's already created for us. We're going to switch this to our form submission detail page because that's what we're actually showing here. And then we're going to go over to our content and we're going to add a bunch of information here. And so we'll say the department, the email, the role, all the answers to the questions. All right. And then so now we're going to start to see this stuff show up in our, bring it right here, bring it right here. We'll we'll see right here. We'll just have that reload. All right, that's coming in now. So that's great. All this information is coming in. We could choose to format that a different way. We could do something like that. There's a lot of different ways we can format it, but I don't need to show that right now. Then I want to show you that we go back to our dashboard page. And now when I click on this record, I'm going to go to actions. I'm going to get rid of these actions. And instead, I'm going to say, when you click on these actions, open a detail page. And in this case, we'll have it as, the user detail page, which is what it's seeing here, but it's really the form submission page. And so now on the front end, I can go and see more information about that specific detail page. And so all the information there. So I can see in my dashboard all the previous checks. I can click into it and see the details about that. And then, of course, I can go in there and add a new check. And then that new check is sent to Make. It's analyzed with AI. It's saved to our database. We get the Slack bot. And we just built a full stack AI-powered application in 40 minutes together. That was really fun, Ben. Thank you so much for doing that with us.
It was, yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So
That was
a couple
awesome.
things I do want to go over before we get you out of here for today. Again, the community contest is open. We hope that this presentation has been encouraging to show you how quick you can make an application, how cool that application could be. There's a lot of reasons to submit to the contest, not just to become the winner of our community for the month, which is really, really cool, but also to show that you can build these apps, to show to your network, hey, this is an app that I just built, to show to your team, hey, I was able to build this and do two birds with one stone kind of thing. There's a lot of fun things that you can build today that solve real problems. And with Make and Softr, it's a really good combination. You can move really fast, use AI to turn complex problems into easy solutions. So again, community contest is open. You'll receive those that win the top 3 prizes will receive special prizes from Make and Softr. The submissions are due 5/12, May 12. Winners will be announced early June. If you have any information or any questions, please head over to the community forum at Make, which is where we're using to stage all these answers. So I'm posting that link there. Head over there. You have to actually enroll in the contest in order to do it. So head over there, follow the directions, review the rewards, all that kind of stuff. See you there. Otherwise, I will send an email to everyone that RSVP to this with the recording of this. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the great chat. Kat, thanks for helping us in chat as well. Our team member there. Ben, thanks for being a great co-host. And everyone, thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you very much, AJ. Looking
Awesome.
forward to seeing your submissions, guys.
Really looking forward to it, guys. Best of luck. Let's go build something and have fun together. See you.